You guys finish up with Arthur and you head back in towards town. Jesus.
Good. Good audio right there.
Oh, did that not? Oh, dang. Definitely didn't hit the mute key. Tried to hit the mute key. Definitely hit the wrong hotkey there.
I'm loving that.
Leave that in.
Okay. Hey, it's Cory, your DM. Welcome to Vibe Proficiency, a D&D podcast about death, playing the Seinfeld theme on the lyre, and character development, I guess. Not a lot of notes up front here this time, aside from the fact that I just really appreciate you coming back for another one of these. We had a lot of fun playing, and I hope you have fun listening. Also, if you happen to think about it, you can tweet at us on Twitter or use the hashtag Vibe Proficiency because we don't exactly have what you'd call an advertising budget, so we're just kind of relying on awesome folks like yourself to hopefully, dig the show enough to tell someone about it, and B, it just kind of rules hearing from you in any capacity. So, thanks for that. All right, we'll jump into some introductions here and then into the thing. Okay, bye.
I'm Becca. I'm playing Meira. She is a tiefling druid, and her fun fact for this week is at all times she carries an old key on a chain, and she has had it since childhood. She's long forgotten where the key belongs to, but she feels like it might open a secret about her past.
Wow.
That's the top 10 fun facts I've heard all day.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I wrote some down.
Hey, nice.
I have a list.
I'm Casey. I play Kira, the Kalishtar monk. And her favorite song to play on her flute is I Am Never Going to Get Rid of You by Sir Richard Astley.
Can we get a little bit of that right now?
I don't have a flute, so just gonna have to
just the
imagine it.
lyrics. Just the lyrics. Here, I'll magic the music. You give me the lyrics.
I didn't prepare that much.
My name is Tyler. I play Kadmist Lightbringer, half-orc paladin. He really likes the rain, like it's really nice, and enjoys it and everything, but he can't stand being wet, because that's the worst.
Especially in chainmail.
In chainmail.
Deep cuts.
Oh boy. So it's Kelly, and I play Harp. She is a changeling ranger, and I completely forgot we do this. So let's see. She sometimes likes to change into other people and then use her own voice to spook them.
Nice.
There. I don't know. All I could come up with in 5 seconds.
No, it's good.
Yo, what's up? I am Chandler. I play
What's up,
Elwin.
gamers?
Yo, what's up? Be sure to like and subscribe and follow me on all the socials.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
My name's Chandler. I play Elwin Peck, a warlock elf turned into a pseudodragon who has to do 100 good deeds. Fun fact about Peck is when he first started trying to do the whole good deed thing, he thought that just meant doing good things for himself. So he was just buying some great meals and going out on the town. And then he had a heart-to-heart and realized that doesn't count as a good deed.
I mean, it's self-care. That's really valuable.
It's kind of upsetting, though. He really enjoyed going out on the town in his lavish outfits for his unseen servant.
I can only imagine.
Cory, tell us about you. Who are you?
I'm Cory. I still play literally everyone else. Fun fact about literally everyone else, they live in a fictional world.
What?
No.
That was a little disappointing.
You're telling me this is all made
I
up?
think you can do better.
I probably could, but I won't. Okay, so last time on Vibe Proficiency, you all met with Arthur McGowan, the owner of the lumber mill on the outskirts of town, nestled into the Durnal Forest. He offered to pay you to clear out the area because some of the giant animals there were giving him a whole heap of trouble. You fought a few absolutely gnarly giant badgers, and after one of them nat one'd an attack roll and its legs snapped off, you all realized these things were undead. After dispatching them and some undead rats in the small office building, you stood around devising ways to get Peck into the small open window of the locked warehouse. After a few failed attempts, Kira just launched the little guy up there, and finally being on the inside, he could still not unlock the padlock on the outside of the door. Funny how that works. Meanwhile, I proved to everyone that the only things I know about the lumber industry I learned from the 1992 animated masterpiece Fern Gully, while Kadmist and Meira checked out what I think I called a big flume thing at the time. Kadmist pulled a big old woodcutting axe from a stump nearby, and he found that it was extra effective against wooden enemies and structures, and immediately used that knowledge to repeatedly smack a metal padlock. I don't think we touched on it. Kadmist's intelligence isn't the highest in the party, bless him. Kira, during all this, just went and politely asked for the key. The intrigue. I tried to use some whip hand sound effects to cut between those two scenes, and I still can't decide if that bit played or if it really only works in a visual medium. But long story short, you open the warehouse, and upon making a huge magical thunderclap inside, some large undead bats swooped from the ceiling and began to attack. It was it was rough. You were on your way back to Archer's house to collect your 20 gold each for clearing out the mill, while Kira and Meira spotted a cloaked figure in the trees running further into the woods away from town. So what are you doing now? You can head back into town, do some shopping, take a long rest, check in with Anseal or whoever you like, follow the figure, take turns hitting each other until one of you's dead. What's the plan, guys?
Did you all see that hooded figure? Does that not fit the description of the lady who was at checking the notes in the South Fork Plaza at the Northwest Food Stall?
How long ago did you see her?
It was as we were coming back over to talk to Arthur here. I could have sworn I saw someone going into the woods. Did anyone else see that?
She came from the same woods where all those undead seem to be coming from as well.
Harp right now is just literally trying to tend to her wounds.
If you want to take a short rest, you guys are more than welcome to do that. Spend your hit die and heal up a little bit.
Yeah, I was hinting there.
Yeah, if we're gonna follow this shadowy person, I would vote for that.
I think we should definitely try it because it's the first lead we've had.
Yeah.
And Peck is just like, this is a good deed. If I stop her, it's a good deed.
So where are we short resting at? Do we just sit there?
So also short rest can take like half an hour, kind of like chill. You don't have to like sleep or anything necessarily.
Okay.
But in game mechanics, that means you can roll as many hit die as you would like and regain that many hit points.
As many
Okay.
hit die as you would like?
I mean, as many as you have. You have like a pool of them.
So apparently I have 2, for example.
Yeah. So you guys are level 2, so you have 2 of whatever your hit die are.
Mira, would you like, while they're taking a quick rest, maybe we can look over around the woods and see if we might be able to pick up a trail to follow?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Go ahead and make investigation checks.
That's
Oh,
a
boy.
solid 9.
I got a 12.
Peck, you can see some tracks where it looks like somebody started running, and you quickly lose them in the underbrush of the trees.
Now, did I lose them, or did they slowly start taking off and then the person maybe flew away?
It's possible that you did see somebody running.
That's fair. Over here, Mira. There's a track here, but I've lost it. There's too much leaves and stuff.
Yeah, just pine needles and
pine
sticks
needles
and just like a
everywhere.
lot. It's a really dense foresty area, and around the mill there is a good bit of sawdust everywhere too.
So when I look at these closer after Peck points them out, are they humanoid or are they more animalistic?
They're shoes, yeah.
Okay. Would they be big shoes or little shoes?
Now, are these Nikes, Vans? Like, what
Yeah,
kind
they're
of
the
shoes?
limited edition Reebok Alien Stompers. Based on the sizing and the spacing of the shoe prints, you gather that this person is fairly short. Beyond that, you're not sure.
And I'll relay that information to Peck and say, this is seeming more and more like it could be that cloaked figure.
Yes. It looks like they've definitely started going in this direction. Once the rest of the group finishes licking their wounds, we can follow this way.
Tell me how you guys rolled on your hit die.
I updated it, so I'm 18 of 20.
I am back to full.
It's 17.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, once they get done with their rest and they're feeling a little bit better, I'd like to send them a telepathic image of like that Meira and I have found the beginnings of a trail, and just let them know like, hey, we're over here and we found the beginnings of a trail.
I'm going to make my way over to Peck and Meira and start going.
Harp notices Kira just walking away, so she's going to follow.
Oh, really? You could actually see me?
Oof.
Well,
On a roll? Make sure?
Burn.
well, you can't see it, but I can.
See better than you can, clearly.
Got him.
Okay, so Peck and Meira, what did you see?
This right here, this is the beginning of the path. I think they went this way.
And not just say, we think this could be the woman from South Fork.
So I guess we just follow the trail.
Is it perchance a yellowish, brickish color?
Oh, shut up.
Absolutely not.
Dog.
Should we go quietly?
I think she's got a bit of a head start on us. I think we should go quickly.
Lead the way then.
Oh, no. I couldn't.
I mean, you found the tracks.
Oh, no, that was all Meira. I was merely here. Meira did it all.
While Peck is talking, I just want to try to, dig through the brush a little bit to see if I can pick back up the trail.
Make a nature check then.
All right, let's see if this druid is actually worth something. 23 druid power.
After Peck points it out, and with the benefit of the knowledge of where the trail starts, you're easily able to pick it back up. It winds deeper into the forest. You follow it painstakingly as it curves northward. All along the way, though, it kind of doubles back on itself and makes strange turns and goes in small circles. You can't tell if this person's just incredibly good at leaving tracks that are hard to follow, or if they just genuinely don't know where they're going. But either way, with a roll like that, you're able to swiftly follow these tracks until you find yourself in thinner and thinner woods with the sunlight streaming in more easily. And the hum of a large group of people talking and hooves and wheels striking the ground rhythmically alerts you to the fact that you have stumbled upon a large felled area of the forest where the eastern coastal path cuts through the trees. You know that this path connects several of the larger towns on the coast, and even here, where it cuts through the forest, it's impressively large, maybe like a 4-lane highway size. It's not paved or anything, it's just well worn into place. The trees have been cut back to give the path a really wide berth to protect the caravans from would-be bandits and the like. And it's here on this bustling path filled with caravans, merchants, and travelers that you lose the trail among the many footprints and the wheel tracks on the path. You know for certain that it was headed northbound on the path before you lost it, though.
I did call my unseen servant, and I rode on my unseen servant how I typically would through that walk. Don't you think I left my buddy behind?
Is there any kind of merchant or stationary stand nearby? Or is it all travelers?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like a big road mostly.
I was more looking for someone who might have seen.
There are people coming south towards Port Crescent, going north towards Holyhead.
I'll step out in front of the first person I see.
Okay.
You there?
What?
Have you seen a shorter person in a what color robe was it?
It was like a darkish black.
Are you trying to intimidate this information out of them? Because they
I
are
have
a little
sense
spooked.
of urgency about me.
Okay, he says, not that I can remember,
Great.
but...
See you later. I'm not interested in learning his life story.
But what if he's a traveling merchant?
You don't want to know his name?
Yeah, as he rolls away, we yell, "What's your name?"
Oh, God.
What's her name?
Good sir. Before you go, I have one more question for you. You traveled this path. Where are you headed?
He says, Codfin, to the south.
So you came from the north, and you don't remember seeing any hooded, cloaked figures, anyone who seemed like they were they shouldn't have been there. They were checking over their shoulder constantly.
He says, well, I weren't exactly looking for anyone out here. If I had to rate my perception on a scale from 1 to 20, I'd say I'm about an 8. Y'all looking for a friend of yours or something?
Yes, good friend. Speaking of good friends, what's your name, sir?
He says, yeah, it's Ormond, and it's really nice to
Thank you, Ormond. Goodbye now.
Yeah, well, have a pleasant day. He just continues on his way.
Big bad of campaign 2 right there.
So it sounds like to me we better head north, correct?
So do we think she could have been heading back to Holyhead?
That's where the last attack was, wasn't it?
The last before here, from what we've heard. Do we know, do these attacks, do they tend to be hits up one city, gets attacked, then a little while later another city? Do we know if there have been constant attacks at the same city?
Mostly people just know that Holyhead was attacked a little over a week ago, week and a half, maybe 2. Just as people got into town for trade and stuff like that, they brought the stories with them. And now everyone in Port Crescent is pretty aware of what happened there, too.
And how far away is Holyhead, roughly?
I'd say 8-ish hours by foot.
Maybe we should just head back into the city and see if someone has to know something about that food stall. And because listen, it may be a poisoning place, but someone had to approve the permit for it. Something.
We're going to go auditing?
Do what we got to do.
I just remember every time we tried talking to somebody, just nobody knew what we were talking about.
That is true.
Peck is right. Someone had to approve her being there. Someone had to know.
Then let's head back to town and see who does the permits.
Perfect.
I mean, that's all I
Were
can.
you ready for this, Corey? Were you ready for us to go find someone who approves permits?
What is it that you're attempting to do?
I hope you've been brushing up on your zoning permits.
Is this graduation? Like, I guess you could do that. What is your end goal here?
I saw the billboards on the walk here. Dan Newlaw is here.
No, we just met
God.
him. It's Orman and Orman.
It was on the side of his wagon.
And since we said it, it's now canon.
Lord. I'm going to cut all this shit out.
This is gold. You can't shout gold.
This is the best
This is
thing
a
we've
very niche Florida joke, and I'm into it, I guess. You know that there aren't like lawyers necessarily. Due process isn't like huge here.
Well, this sounds like what we need to focus on then.
You're saying you're looking for somebody who would have issued permits.
Is there a process for getting a market stand, or do you just kind of show up first come, first serve?
I think you guys would be aware that because so much of the merchants have fluctuated in the short time you've been in town, that it seems like as long as you can get a spot, you can sell your stuff there. In South Fork, anyhow.
Great, we can open up our own stand then.
We can give free food to the town guard, and maybe if we look like we're evil, she'll come chat us up and be like, "Hey, you're evil. I'm evil too."
Or we create a stand called "Definitely Not Poisons for Food."
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
The first night when we fought all those people, did we ever find out what kind of poison it was that was being sold there in the food?
It was derived from some kind of plant.
And I still have the vial with like the remnants in it.
Yeah, it's got
Maybe
like
we should go find an alchemist or something who can tell us more about that plant.
Wasn't there the lady we talked to with the healing potions? She seemed nice.
Yeah, she was okay. She didn't want to give me more potions, but I mean, that's fine.
Granted, a lot of people had gotten hurt the night before.
So maybe we go back to her
Okay.
and see if she can tell us where this plant came from, and then maybe we can use that to maybe it's like a rare plant, you can only find it in one place, and we go there and we lay a trap.
That's where we set up the Definitely Not Poison stand.
Yeah. But add everything I just said, but assume I said all of that in character voice.
Right. I say let's go to the alchemist then.
Yes, let's.
Did we ask
sure.
her name?
No, I don't think you did.
I don't think so.
I wasn't there for that,
That
so.
was just me and Kadmist. Oh, I didn't write it down.
Yeah, I didn't write it down either, so I don't.
Oh shoot! I didn't even write down mask guys. Oh no, it did. Timon. Timon was his name.
Do you want to go see Timon before we head out?
Absolutely. Because now I realized that I can cast Detect Magic at will without expending a spell slot because of my Eldritch Invocation. So I can just go see if any more of those masks are magical. To the alchemist.
To the alchemist.
Let's travel by map.
Oh my
By
gosh.
map or by montage?
By map is my preferred route.
No.
My top 5 favorite ways to travel are by map, by cutscene, and by montage.
See, I like a jaunty montage of us walking through town.
Jauntage, if you
Yeah.
will.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. And while we're on our jauntage, Kira could sing us that favorite song of theirs.
Would you guys know this in character, though?
I can only assume that when we've
She
been
just
traveling.
hums it every now and then.
So Meira is proficient in the lyre. So maybe I'll pull mine out and start fiddling and attempt to
yes.
start a montage.
Yes.
Roll performance with proficiency bonus.
Oh, that's a 15.
Tell me how it goes down. It goes really well. What is it that you do?
I start strumming a melody and I turn and I said, anyone else feel like joining in? No?
That was the response.
You're playing really well, though. There's some spicy playing going on.
Yeah, I just jaunty, very sitcom style melody.
She's playing the Seinfeld theme.
Yep, that's the one.
Perfect. Kira, roll a charisma save.
Okay, well, there you go.
So since Meira rolled a 15 on her performance, you only rolled a 13 on your charisma. You do hum along a little bit. You're kind of tapping that toe.
Oh, Kira, is this one of your favorites? Do you know this one?
I've heard it once or twice.
You know, I can never remember the lyrics. Do you happen to know those?
No, I'm afraid I don't. It's hard to play the flute and sing at the same time. They kind of both use the same orifice.
You can play the flute. Do you want to play along?
I'm okay. I can't flute and walk at the same time. I might trip over something.
Is that how flutes work? All right, John Tosh.
Okay, you make your way back to town. You find yourself in Central Plaza. Locating the shop isn't hard for you. There's a large sign with the shop's name hanging over the door. Rats, bats, and vats.
Freaking bats.
You head inside, and the chime above the door alerts the shopkeeper to your presence, and she greets you warmly, and she says, "Oh, hi. Welcome in."
Hello, shopkeep. I think you met a couple of our group last time, but I was not here. My name is Elwin. And I awkwardly make my unseen servant extend its hand like super, super jankily. Imagine like the arm like pulls up to like the chest and then just shoots straight out, but then is limp.
Okay. She reaches to shake your hand and finds it very uncomfortable. And she says, "How can I help today?" And she recognizes a couple of you as having come into the shop before and being really nice. And so she was like, she's happy to see you.
I was wondering if you might be able to help us with the flower thing, Meira?
Yes, I have this vial. We found it, and we're trying to track down its origin. Would you know anything about this? And I hand it to her.
She takes it from you and brings the vial down to her eye level, and she kind of scrutinizes it a little bit, and she says, "Oh, this color." And she pops the top and wafts the smell towards herself, and her eyebrows jump up as she corks it, and she hands it back to you, and she says, "No mistake in that one. Hemlock."
Hemlock. I know you might not be able to answer this, but has anyone been in here recently to purchase something similar?
She looks over to all the plants in the front window that are just bathing in the sun, and she says, I haven't carried hemlock in quite a while, actually. It's got its legitimate and good uses, but I don't know. It's not hard to derive something unpleasant from it, and I don't want to be responsible for somebody getting hurt if people had ill intent, Now,
would I happen to know if hemlock is common or if it's rare?
Yeah, you'd know that hemlock is a small flowering plant that's capable of thriving in most environments, and that the Sword Coast and the Moonshays both have a really conducive climate for it, sure. It's definitely not uncommon.
Do you know of anywhere nearby where someone could purchase large amounts of this hemlock plant?
She says, I guess if you really need it for something, there might be a vendor or two around here that could get it for you. But between us, it's really not that hard to find in the forest.
Like the forest surrounding here?
She says, yeah, to the east. Here, hold on. And she disappears into the back and reemerges with a small, lovingly hand-bound book. And it's clearly older, and it's hard to say what it's made of exactly, but the dye on the cover is a color you've never seen reproduced before. And she starts flipping through some of the pages, searching for something. You notice that it's kind of a little field notes guide. It's a really small book, but she hasn't wasted any of the space on the pages. She's made all these notes and careful little illustrations of countless flora. And she seems to find what she's looking for, and she flips the book around for you all to see. And it's a beautiful illustration of a hemlock plant. It's small and kind of a stocky bush covered in these tiny white flowers.
And is that something we saw like a lot of when we were making our way through the woods?
Yeah, I don't think you were necessarily like looking for it, but it looks familiar.
Gotcha. Well, this was a dead end.
Do you know what the full effects of this hemlock would be if someone had ingested it?
She says, I guess that'd depend on the size of the person ingesting it and some other factors. It could just knock you out for a little while, or it could really be fatal.
And do you happen to know if there's anything to reverse the effects?
Yeah, she says, if it'll help, I could definitely take some time tonight to come up with something. To tell you the truth, I haven't worked on anything like this in quite a while, and I can't guarantee anything, but...
Thank you so much. I'm going to turn to the group and say, so it looks like that cloak woman wasn't trying to kill the guards. She would know that they are quite large. Perhaps maybe we should get an antidote just in case we run into this on the way. We really don't know what we're dealing with.
Yes.
I'll turn to the shopkeeper. I said, how much would that cost if we asked you to do that?
Yeah, she kind of smiles and she says, you lot have been pretty kind to me and you're trying to help, so I'll take care of it. If you can provide the 10 gold, it'll cost me to get some testing supplies ready.
That would be much appreciated. We're trying to help people as much as we can, and I'll hand her the 10 gold. Thank you for your time. We'll come back a little later to see how it's going.
Yeah, of course. Just give me a few hours and I'm sure I can figure something out. And as you all say your goodbyes and you're heading out, she snags a few things from her own stock and heads into the back room. And you can tell she's already starting to work on it.
Was there anyone else we wanted to check with while we're
I'd like
here?
to go back to the mask shop.
Do we really have to go back there?
Oh, well, I realized he might have some more magical masks there.
How far do you think a mask is going to get us, though?
I don't know. Think of all the magical wonder. Think of how much we could learn from them.
Why don't we try to find a lead first?
So to Timon.
I'm going to walk around the square and just look at this. Well, can't look. I mean, it's okay. I
Do
can
you
just.
have like blind sight though?
Yeah.
Okay, because I really do want to know. How is your blind sight working? How does it work for you?
So I think I told you about this. One of the flaws of my character is that she talks to spirits that no one else can see. And that's a part of the Kalishtar, is that they're a hybrid of a Cory spirit and like a human. So they always have essentially two souls in them. That other soul doesn't do anything. It's just merged with their being. So I wanted to have her talk to the Cory spirit in her. And that spirit is essentially her eyes. So that is what does all the seeing for her. So she herself cannot see. The other spirit can see for her, so she could be like, what's in front of me?
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not going to do any of the talking to herself because she's just going to be talking all the time.
But she's constantly hearing and talking.
Yes, yeah. She does do the talking to the spirit, I would say under her breath, so no one else is aware that she's talking to herself.
Okay.
And that's how she can see around her, can see what's in front of her, what's...
Okay.
Yeah.
We should have established that in like the first episode with her, but sorry to derail that. What are we doing then?
Chandler's going to the mask shop.
Absolutely.
Okay, who else is going to the mask shop?
I'll go with him.
So just Peck and Kadmist?
Sure.
Wonderful.
I would say, yeah. I was going to follow Kira.
And I just like to talk to people in the market.
Okay. You guys head into the mask shop, Masquerade, and Timon greets you at the door and says, it's you again.
Yes. Hello. I want to cast Detect Magic.
You just cast a spell in front of him. You walk in, say hi, cast a spell.
No, it's fine. It's fine. My unseen servant is just stood there. Meanwhile, I, Peck, am not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was going to say, since it lasts for 10 minutes, I just want to like move around the shop and try and feel out with the most magical things.
Yeah. I mean, in your mind's eye, you notice a bunch of things sort of lighting up with various magical energies. One of these items is a full face mask that sort of makes you think of a kitsune mask, holes for eyes, painted white with these red fox-like markings. It's simple, but it's kind of elegant in that simplicity. And just based on the green aura that you're sensing on this mask, you're pretty sure that's infused with some kind of transmutation magic. You also spot another mask that's kind of something like a sugar skull, but without maybe the vibrant colors you might associate with those. It's kind of this stark white skull-shaped mask that's just replete with these ornate decorative designs, but all in black. And this mask's aura is a rich, deep indigo, and you can tell that it's harboring some illusory magic of some kind.
Kadmist. Yeah, so these two masks right here seem to be very, very magical. The fox one is very transmutation, that there's so many wonderful things that could be there, but the skull one is a bit of illusionary magic. Timon, how much for these masks?
Together, I'll give you a deal. We'll say 100 gold total.
How much for just the fox one?
He says, just 60 gold on that one. And he comes over and he's like kind of admiring it with you.
Kadmist, what do you think?
Kadmist has been standing there the whole time with his arms crossed, just kind of like glaring at Peck the entire time, like not saying anything.
Kadmist, would you like one of these masks?
How much is the other one?
Well, that one is also 60.
But the deal together you said was 90 gold, correct?
100 gold, correct, yeah.
My mistake. I must have misheard you. That is my bad. Kadmist, do you want to go in halvesies? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Oh, I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'll buy the fox one.
Okay.
You're using our rogue friend's money to buy that?
No, my money.
Interesting. I didn't know you were that well off.
Yes, I come from a very well-off place. Thank you very much.
Insight check.
Yeah, I mean, roll me a vibe check.
Nope.
No, yeah, you get the vibe with an 8 that you don't know if he's telling the truth or not.
I'm still like glaring at him the entire time.
Hey, guys, it's me. Van.
Whoa.
Where's my money, Damien?
Oh my god.
He's been here the whole time.
Just that good at sneak attack.
He's just been rolling stealth rolls this entire time.
He kind of wraps the mask up really nice for you in like a little cloth. He says, "Okay, 60 gold," and sets it on the counter for you.
I hand him 61 gold.
Butter him up for next time.
You sure am.
And as he's counting through it, he says, "Oh, you've made a mistake here," and he slides you one back.
I slide it back to him, and I can't wink, but I verbally say, wink.
Okay. He says, "Okay." And then he slides it back into the pile and scoops it into a little pouch. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Oh, yes, you shall. You shall, sir.
Okay, so this mask, it requires attunement. And once you're attuned, it basically gives you the uncanny dodge ability while you're wearing it.
Oh, that's cool.
That is very cool.
It's a really good mask.
Yeah, I'll place the mask on the Unseen Servant for now.
Okay. Nothing happens because your unseen servant can't attune to it or anything like that. But it does for sure wear a mask.
Yeah, okay. I'll figure this out.
So before we leave the shop, I turn to Peck and say, "Why don't you buy me that other mask?"
Well, I asked you if you wanted to go in halvesies on it, and now I don't have the money for that mask.
How much gold do you have?
30 gold.
Excellent. Let's get it.
Why?
I don't know. Seems like it would be a good investment on your part.
I think not, and I leave the shop.
I follow him out.
Okay.
I think I'm going to head to South Fork. If you want to come, or you can stay.
I'll come with you.
Oh, sure.
Okay. What do you do in South Fork?
I'd like to go near where the stand was, and I'd like to try to see if there's any more birds there.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there are a few food stands in kind of the northwest corner of South Fork Plaza. Are you going to talk to animals?
Oh, I would love to speak with animals.
Okay.
I'm going to try to ask the birds if they remember anything from the other night.
Okay.
I just gained the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for 10 minutes. Their knowledge and awareness is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, they can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day.
Right.
Oh, that's more than a day then, isn't it?
Yeah. But you can still talk to them if you want.
Just say hi.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, you might be able to persuade them to perform a small favor at the GM's discretion.
Right, yeah.
Okay, great. So I would like to talk to a bird.
Okay.
I'm just going to pick one that's kind of in the general area. Having spoken with my squirrel friend Simon, I know how to approach animals.
Right.
So I'll pull out for my rations, like a small piece of bread
Okay, yeah.
as an offering and say, hello.
It is briefly startled by the idea that it can understand what you're saying, but it's just eyeing that bread.
Great. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Questions?
Yes. Do you spend a lot of time here in the plaza?
It's kind of like hopping like back and forth, and it never takes its eyes off of the bread in your hand. It just is, for me? For me?
Yes, and I'll break off a small piece and give him a small piece of bread, throw it to the ground. It seems like it'd be a good place for you.
Yeah, easy food. Easy food.
Yeah,
You get the sense that this is kind of its whole thing, is that it waits around and sees if anyone's going to drop any food. It's a plump little bird.
Oh, great. Do you notice a lot of different people coming through here?
Lots of people.
You wouldn't have happened to recall a cloaked figure.
It says, hold on, and kind of flies up a little bit, does a quick lap, and flies back down to you and points his little beak over towards the same general area where you saw the guards had been playing card games. There's a guy over there who's doing like a whole, step right up, folks, double or nothing. And he's got a cloak on and he says, over there.
That's very helpful, and I'll throw the bird another piece of bread. Perhaps I can convince you, though, to do us a small favor, and I'll pull out the rest of the ration for this.
Roll persuasion with advantage, because you got hella bread.
All right.
He wants to get that bread.
Get that bread.
Check.
18.
Yeah, 18. He's like eyeing that bread, and he's like, favor, yeah.
Great. If you can do me a favor and just fly over that coastal road and see if you could see a hooded figure, and then come back. This is all yours.
Yep, okay. And you just see this little bird take off to the north.
Great, I'm going to wait for the bird.
Cool. At this point, the rest of you guys, what are you doing?
I think Harp is just watching this weird interaction at the moment, waiting to know what this bird was saying.
Oh, yeah, to be clear, you understand none of what just happened.
Nope. All I saw was a tiefling talking to a bird.
So while we're waiting I'll turn to the other two and tell them that bird told me about a cloaked figure. Do you remember the card game the guards were playing?
Yes.
I think we found him, and I point in the direction where that figure is. Maybe he knows more about what happened that night.
Maybe we should come up with an idea on how to approach this figure instead of blindly going.
Well, I think we can get answers. I'm pretty sure we can come across as quite charming if need be. And that's my in-person way of saying I can cast Charm Person.
Do you want to wait for the others, or do you just want to go?
Perhaps we should wait for the others. I sent the bird out on a scouting mission anyway.
So we come out and they're gone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're just.
Kadmist, do you know where they said they were going?
I feel like they were saying something about the South Plaza.
Or we could look for something else to buy here.
I start walking towards the South Plaza.
Yes. You would like to buy plot. Yes, let's do that then.
Okay. You guys meet up with everyone at South Fork Plaza.
Has the bird returned yet?
No, I think it's going to be a little while because he's going like, A, out of town, and then B, you basically just asked him to check the whole road. He's going to go as far as he can before he gets tired enough to turn around.
Okay.
But
we'll be here for a day and a half just waiting for the bird.
It's the hardest he's ever worked for food all day.
I relate to them that I made a bird friend who is doing some investigation on the road. And then also the bird pointed out who that cloaked figure was that the guards were playing games with the other night. So we may be able to get some answers out of him.
Want me to go intimidate him?
It might work.
Well, I mean, they were giving it to paladins, so maybe you should go.
Right. So maybe I go talk to this guy while we wait for the bird. Hey, dragon guy, come with me.
I jump off the unseen servant and I jump on Cadmus's shoulder.
Well, I don't like that.
It's undercover. They won't think of me being a sentient creature. It'll blend in.
Don't worry, I don't think of you as a sentient creature anyways. And I walk towards the guy. Okay.
That's kind of rude.
As you're walking up to him while he's like halfway through hustling some rubes, you see him get startled at the sight of your paladin armor and begin kind of shooing onlookers away as he begins to clean up his table quickly. But as you get closer, he starts to realize that your armor isn't quite the same as that as the town guard. And he slows down his packing up and sort of eyes you suspiciously. And he says, what do you want, big guy?
Hey, a couple nights ago, there was a big disturbance in the city. You know about any of that?
Yeah, I live here, bud.
Yeah, right. I pull my sword out.
Oh my god.
Yikes!
Escalated very quickly.
I'm just like holding it, kind of looking at it and stuff. So these guards, we found a lot of them. A lot of these holy paladins. They were found unconscious. They had been eaten out of a stall that apparently was slowly poisoning them and knocked them out. You know anything about that? Don't lie to me, I can tell.
Roll intimidation.
I think I have advantage on intimidation rolls because I'm a half-orc.
I mean, I think you should regardless right now.
Peck sends Cadmus an image of Cadmus playing cards, and Peck really wants you to try and play some cards against this guy after you're done here.
Oh, no, I'm just proficient in intimidation.
Yeah. But still roll with advantage because you got your sword out. He's freaked.
Okay. And then I'll roll one more time.
Yeah, you probably should.
Oh, man!
Big oof.
I'm so mad.
With a,
That's a 10.
7 and a 10.
Yeah, it was a 10.
You can see that he's still uneasy, but he's got this bravado on despite your imposition. And he says, "What do I look like, buddy? You see any food around here?" And he just gestures at the table, and it's just empty. It's just a small rug draped across a little table and a single deck of cards.
All right. Do you know of anyone who would know anything about that?
Look, buddy, people come and go here every day. People in my specific line of work, we ain't exactly keeping a ledger, you know? Doesn't exactly behoove me.
How about this? We play one of your games. You win. You get this dragon. I win. You tell me everything you know.
Yeah, all right. Now we're talking. Is that a real, genuine pseudo-dragon you got there?
Sure is.
I stretch out my wings and kind of just show myself off.
He smiles this smile that makes you think that he's pretty sure there's no way he can lose. And he says, yeah, okay, let's do it. And he starts shuffling the cards.
Is this like what is the game? Same question as Tyler.
We're playing a card game?
Yeah, it's Find the Lady.
Perfect. I want to jump down onto the table and kind of like lay down so I can have a good sight. I'm gonna try and cheat.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna let you cheat.
I figured.
Also, here I'll set my little guy sit right here in the winning section.
Okay,
winnings.
Perfect. He flips 3 cards over, all 3 of them facing up. One is the Queen of Hearts, and the other 2 are just random cards. And he says, all you have to do is follow the lady. And he points at the Queen. And he flips all 3 cards face down and begins just shuffling them up. Slowly at first, and then picking up the speed. It's really impressive how dexterous this guy is, picking them up like off the top of the face and then tossing them over one another, mixing them up. I think how we're going to resolve this is you roll perception and he rolls sleight of hand.
Okay. Yeah, my perception's +0. Here we go.
Yeah. You both roll perception because Peck is also watching.
Got an 11.
I also got an 11.
Okay, hold on. Let me roll 2.
Come on, nat 20.
Oh, you are not going to believe this. I just rolled an 11. We have tied. He finishes tossing the cards around and he confidently leans back and crosses his arms and he says, "Now, where's the lady?" And I think based on the fact that there's 2 of you, you guys have the tiebreak advantage. So let's say that like Peck saw where it went.
I just send him like the mental image of like that one.
That one.
He smirks and he reaches over to flip the card, and you see the smugness rush away from his face immediately. And you found the Queen of Hearts. And he says, "Yeah, all right, great first round, best 2 out of 3 though, right?" And he just lays the Queen and other 2 cards face up on the table, ready to start again.
Dang. But to be honest, if I lose, I was gonna do the same thing.
Are you just gonna let him?
Yeah, why not? That was a 6.
All right. Yeah, all right.
Chandler, do better than me.
I'd like to.
He got a 19.
That's an 18.
Oh.
But altogether, it's 24.
So far, you have each won 1 round. And he says, "All right, point for me." And he starts shuffling one more time.
Tyler,
my perception is not good. My perception is not good.
I'm like going through all my spells. I'm like, I have nothing that I could use to cheat any more than I currently am.
I'm out of spells also.
He got a 3. So
okay.
As long as you don't roll a 1 or something.
I got a 5. I rolled a 3, but I have +2 to my perception.
He says, bummer. All right, halfway there, 3 out of 5. Okay.
Nope. I put my hand on the table and then I kind of grab him by his shirt and I was like, "You're going to tell me because I won."
He says, "All right, cut." And he drops the cards and he puts his hands up. You want to know about the food stand, right? With all the guards?
Guards eat free.
Yeah. Guards eat free. Who does that? Giving away your goods for free? Not me, pal. No way. It was over there in the corner, though. And he points to the spot where you saw the stand last. And you look over there and you can clearly see that today it's a different vendor in that spot. They're not even selling food. They're hawking furs.
Poison furs.
He says, that was actually my usual spot, but, she beat me to it. Even tried to pay her to let me have it back, but she implied that she had some, let's just say, influential friends who'd be happy to help me relocate. And no way I'm stupid enough to test her on it,
Hey, while he's distracted with Tyler, can I try and steal his money that he has?
God, Chandler, you can't do that.
Roll sleight of hand.
I'm also trying to make sure Tyler doesn't see me.
Yeah, you're going to have to beat my passive perception, which is only a 10.
Come on, give me a nat 20.
Negative good deed coming up.
16 total.
I hate you.
Yep. From your spot on the table, you're easily able to reach into this guy's pocket and pull out 3 gold pieces.
I'll take it.
Now you can go buy me that mask.
Nah. You don't know about this.
Does this guy look like he literally has nothing else to give me at this point?
I don't know. Roll a vibe check.
It doesn't have 3 gold to give you.
I'm rolling literal garbage.
That's it. That's all he's got. Yeah.
Great. And I kind of knock his cards off the table. Well, if you hear anything, you find me.
My guy, I don't even know your name. How would I do
I
that?
grab the dragon and I walk away.
He starts quickly cleaning up all of his stuff and he scampers off.
Well, that was worthless.
It's about this time that the bird kind of comes back to you. You can see that it's circling overhead and it lands in front of you and it finds you and it says, bread, you still got the bread? Bread?
I do. I give the bread, and in my mess kit, it also has nuts and fruit, so I give a little bit of that.
Oh my God.
I know.
Now, was that the bird who said that or you?
Me, that was me. He's happy as a little clam, though, and he's hopping around and stuff in his little face. And then he remembers and goes, oh, a hood, dark hood, small.
Hood, what direction?
He just kind of pokes his beak repeatedly towards the north.
Towards Holyhead?
I don't think the bird understands the concept of the town having a name, but he does seem to indicate that it was like a big place filled with people.
Well, thank you so much. Oh, before you fly away, what was your name?
Yes.
He says, my name is, and then he just chirps. He tweets a little.
Oh no, it's in 10 minutes.
10 minutes was off.
I just throw the rest of the rations down. Our suspicions were correct. She is headed north towards Holyhead.
I think it'd be a good idea to head that way then.
I agree.
Well, that swindler over there knows absolutely nothing, so that might be a good way to start.
How's everyone doing? Does anyone need a rest before we head off?
I could probably use one, but that's just me.
Do you guys want to stay at the manor again, or?
Nah, their bacon was 11 out of 20, so not that great of bacon.
Do you want to stop at the tabernacle before you...
Get some bacon?
What time is it right now?
Let's say it is about 5 p.m. If you started heading over there now, it would be like early morning before you got there.
I mean, I recovered my HP, so I'm cool to go now.
I just don't have any of my magical abilities left.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Just
Tyler
kidding.
used all of his.
I mean, we can rest.
Well, before we go anywhere, I would like to go back to the alchemist and check in with her.
Oh, yeah. She was making something for us, wasn't she?
Yeah, so let's sleep. We'll go by in the morning.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do that then.
Yeah, okay. So you guys head back to the manor and you make yourselves comfortable. And shortly after that, Anseal comes in and he says, my friends, welcome back. Any news?
We think we found the direction of the hooded woman.
Sorry, I'm not familiar.
The one who was serving the poisonous food to your guards. She's headed back up to Holyhead.
Holyhead. Interesting. Well, if you're making the journey up the path, maybe you should all take a rest here for the night and leave in the morning. You're always welcome here, my friends. Good talk, guys. This is great. Great audio.
And then we go to
And
bed.
it's nap time.
I would like to attune to my fox mask.
For sure, yeah. You spend a good deal of time meditating with this mask quietly, just feeling and learning to understand the resonance of the magic inside, and it's entirely too big for your pseudo-dragon face. But after some time attuning to it, when you pick it up to put it on anyway, you find that it fits perfectly. In the mirror, you see that it's the exact size it needs to be for you, but when you take it off, it's the same size it was when you first laid eyes on it in the shop. It's like you can't perceive the size change as it's happening, but clearly it must be happening.
I do want to add that the mirror I'm looking into is a hand mirror that my unseen servant is holding for me. And like I'm using it to like look around.
Yep.
And I just want to say, I look super foxy.
Boo.
I wish I would have lost that card game.
God.
All right, I go to sleep.
Okay. Y'all go to sleep and you wake feeling refreshed in the morning. And just as before, Anseal is in the kitchen as you're all waking up for breakfast that has been prepared for everybody. Chandler, go ahead and roll for bacon.
Oh, man. Let's see if he's got better bacon or she. I don't know. We didn't ask them. Ooh, their bacon's only 5.
Oh my
I only got
God.
5 out of 20 bacon.
This bacon is burned and gross.
I don't even finish it.
It is not great. However, Anseal's loving it.
Oh.
There's something about that charred flavor. I think that must be like his jam because
No, absolutely
he
not.
seems like
Anseal.
he thinks this is better than it was the other day.
I just give him some real good side looks with my fox mask on.
Yeah, of course.
Are you looking out of like one eye hole?
No, it fits.
Yeah,
You
thanks.
missed all the flavor.
Welcome to Flavor Town.
All right, I'd like to go to that alchemist now.
Okay, you head into the shop, and the halfling owner says, "Oh, hey, there you are. I thought maybe I'd see you last night, but I'm kind of glad you took your time. I had a few failed attempts, but I think this one ought to do." And she hands you a larger health potion-sized vial of like a vaguely greenish liquid.
Thank you so much for this. It's going to go a long way.
Yeah, hey, thank you for letting me help. I just feel awful. Like, I know I should be doing more, but beyond that, it's just kind of nice to have a project, you know? Gave me a great chance to document some of the process. And she passed that little field notes journal that's just sitting open on the counter, and you can tell by the volume of the writing and just the numerous sections she's crossed out, presumably failed attempts. She's been working on this thing like all night long.
All night long.
All right, shall we head back out there then?
Unless one of you wants to stop to buy a mask, I think we're good to go.
I think you've got
I
enough
think we
masks.
should head as soon as possible.
Listen, the more masks, the merrier, if you ask me. It definitely doesn't have to do with some underseated hatred of how I look.
Are you planning to open up your own shop? Is that what's happening here?
No! It's a holy head, right?
You head along the path, and I'm going to roll to see if like anything fun happens.
Does anyone want to play a jaunty tune?
Anyone know any good tunes?
I heard this one tune in the tavern this morning. I
Oh,
can't
what?
think. It was
What-
like, I can't give
Never
you
gonna-
something.
Oh man, if only we knew someone who might be able to finish this lyric.
I hate this. After a long walk on the path, trying to remember the name of that jaunty little tune you heard in the tavern and taking in the scenic views of Alarin's coastline, you arrive in Holyhead. The small town is clearly more of a stop on a larger route for traders and a far cry from the loud and bustling port to the south you just traveled from, but it seems to have built a modest economy around artisan goods. Just, craftspeople making and exporting fine goods via the path. Getting a quick lay of the land, you notice a large tavern, a good handful of shops, a very residential area, and standing tall above the rest of the town is a really grand-looking temple of sorts. Large pointed roof, ornate carvings all along the face and supports. It's certainly small in terms of area, but it's really tall. And when you get closer to the center of the town, you notice a great deal of damage to a lot of the structures. Kind of looks like people are still working on repairing this area, presumably from the undead attack you've been hearing about.
Are there any guards up here?
For sure. There are guards all around the town, and they remind you a bit of the guards in Port Crescent.
Do they look similar to like the paladin-y type?
Yeah, they are paladins, these guys.
Great. It's almost like we have someone who might be able to talk to them and blend in.
What kind of are they the same type of paladin as in Port Crescent?
Different crests on their shields, but yeah, this is like the local constabulary. I don't know.
Do I know that one?
Roll religion.
That's a 9.
Nice. You are unfamiliar with that symbol.
Interesting.
You know religion is a thing. You've heard
Maybe.
of religion.
You know that sometimes people worship
I
gods.
know what my religion is very well.
Right, yeah, perfect.
All right. Let's go talk to them as a group so I don't forget what to say.
I definitely have put my hood up and it is tight to my face.
Are you talking to the ones like outside the temple or?
Yeah,
Sure.
that building seems like it might be important.
Sure.
Yeah.
As you walk up to them in the temple, one of the guards walks up to meet you and puts his hands up and says, "Oh, hey, wait a minute. Nobody in right now. Strict orders. We're keeping it on lockdown. You understand."
And why is that?
What happened in the temple other than what happened out here?
Are you? You're really not from around here? Okay. So, man, where to begin? This temple, right? Temple of Kelimvor. It's really old, older than the town. Nice little place. Not a lot of room inside, just an altar. When the first folks settled around here and started building it up, they well, they kind of wanted to pay tribute to the temple, right? Hence the name. But nobody really used the temple here. It's always been this sort of quaint little landmark, Turns out, tiny little temple was just the doorway to the real temple and crypt that runs under the town. It's like whoever originally used that temple sealed off the entrance and disguised it as a floor. It'd be really cool if it weren't so, creepy. After the undead attack happened and the dust settled a bit, someone realized that the temple floor was busted open. There was a stairway under there. Anyway, guys, I know I'm talking your ear off. My partner detail has been lacking in the socialization department, let's say. But yeah, we're here making sure nobody enters the area. We don't know how safe it is, structurally and all. So we're just kind of waiting on backup to help the investigation.
Well, you're lucky, son. Backup just arrived.
Oh my God. Roll deception, I guess. Unless anybody else wants to help sell that lie.
Oh, I would certainly like to help, and I will cast Charm Person.
Oh my God.
Well, that's a 13. I'm not rolling good. I need to
So
stop.
I'm going to attempt Charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw. It is 12 in this case. If it fails a saving throw, it's charmed by you until the end of the spell or until your companions do anything harmful. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance, and when the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed.
Oh, good.
We'll be far gone by then. It lasts 1 hour.
Yeah, we'll be dead by what's ever down there before he realizes.
And I'll attempt to do that in character by being like, yes, we came up from Port Crescent. We helped them with this same issue.
Okay. With him failing that saving throw with a 4 and Kadmist bluff, you see his eyes widen with glad surprise, and he says, "Oh, well, hey, I'm sorry there, pal. I just, you're not exactly what I imagined you'd look like, different crests and all. Is this your, what do you got, some consultants here? Or?
The best in the land that I have found. Very good at destroying the undead.
Well, far be it from me to question the higher-ups, but, and then he just kind of leans in close to you, whispers, but like all of them, though? I mean, that guy there, he's like paper thin. I'm not even really sure how he's supporting that little dragon he's got on his shoulder there.
I'm quite strong.
He clearly didn't realize you could hear him, and he says, "Oh yeah. I believe you, buddy. No problems. Listen, I gotta warn you all, though. We don't really know what's in there. A couple of paladins went down the stairs a bit and came back up, saying it looked a bit crumbly and iffy down there. But I don't know. You're obviously free to head in, but really, just stay on your toes."
Before we go in, your crest, what is it?
The symbol is like an upright gauntlet with an eyeball on the palm. And he says, the symbol of Helme? And now that he says that, of course, like it hits you. Helme is one of the more prominent guardian protector deities. You're not sure why it slipped your mind a moment ago.
I'm still thinking about how much Peck upsets me.
Must be it. It's clouded your judgment.
It's clouded a lot of things.
Peck's great.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's amazing. Listen, character development, okay?
I haven't seen any.
Did you not just get that raw piece from him earlier about how he feels about the way he looks? That's character development right there, baby.
My God.
All right, that's all I wanted to know.
Okay. He walks you towards the tall entrance to this small temple after explaining to the second guard what's happening, and honestly, they don't seem to care one way or another about it. As you head inside the grand entrance, it does strike you as odd how small the interior of the temple is in comparison. It's just the one room, the single raised altar on the opposite wall, and above the altar is an aged but beautiful hanging tapestry, and it's depicting an upright skeletal arm holding perfectly balanced scales. And since the guard outside told you this was the Temple of Kalimvor, you presume that this is their symbol.
And do we know anything about this, what this deity is the god of?
Yeah, make me a religion check.
So that's a 5 right there.
You are not quite sure.
They're a god.
Hasn't been part of your studies. Oh, okay, wow. These rolls. Kadmist, as the only one who rolled above a 10, you remember in your limited studies that Kalimvor has domain over death and the grave, and you'd understand him to be like a guard of the dead and maybe a bastion against undeath.
I tell everyone that.
He's like a Hades.
Yeah.
Can I take a look to see if there's any muddy kind of footprints, as if someone just ran in from a forest?
You lean down kind of around where the opening is in the stairwell, and you see several footprints. There are 2 rather large sets of footprints that seem to enter and exit slightly dirtier. And you see a significantly smaller set of footprints that seems to have been dusted over like a tiny bit more. You think they're a little bit older, but you think the smaller footprints also go in and then come out.
Similar to the ones we found in the forest?
Just about the same size.
Great. It looks like she's been here before.
Can we tell what the bigger footprints are from? If they're human or...
Yeah, I mean, you would probably assume that these are the 2 paladins that went in to check things out afterwards.
Okay.
They're like big boots, you know?
Oh, they're like boots.
Yeah.
Okay. So we thinking we want to go in sneakily?
Yes, I think
Well,
going down
if-
there might be
if
the only way.
There's sets of prints going in and sets of prints going out. That would imply there's no one in there. So we shouldn't have to sneak.
We just don't know what else is down there.
Yeah, because the paladins came back, but...
I don't know if you could tell from footprints, but do they look hurried on the way out? Like, does it look like they ran out, or does it look like they just walked out?
The spacing between them and like the little amount of sliding that's going on them is consistent with walking.
So then
However,
there's-
the smaller tracks, they come into the building hurriedly and they leave even faster.
So if the paladins came in and out at the same speed, means they didn't find anything down there jarring. So we should be okay to just...
They did call for backup, though.
I was going to say,
And she may not have been down there when that happened.
I just think we should be cautious in general.
All right. I say we go under.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, I'm so ready to murder so many things. I charge ahead.
Yikes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I should say, as we're going down the stairs, I definitely ready the quarterstaff.
Okay. You come down the stairs, and right at the end of this hallway that you're in, you see like a really ornate archway, like a double door arch situation. And then there are 2 sort of open doors to the left and the right at the end of this path.
Can we see if the tracks have gone into any of those doorways?
Sure, you can roll investigation.
Here it is. Well,
Dunk.
oh my god, how embarrassing.
You're a really good ranger.
It's just sad.
15.
Okay. Meira had already seen the tracks and was like following them down the stairs. The big boots go all the way up to that door. They go to the left, they cross back and go to the right, and then they leave. It doesn't look like they went through the big door at all. The small prints, they definitely did.
Through the archway straight ahead.
Yeah, the only door, the left and the right are just open doorways, you know what I mean? There's a giant double door in front of you, and those footprints went up to it and then just disappeared.
I relayed to the group where the footprints were going.
I like to imagine y'all are just standing in silence, staring into the darkness, trying to figure out who's going to be brave enough to take one more step.
So shall we follow the footprints then?
Are we doing this sneaky or no?
I think sneaky would always be best.
I agree.
Yeah, let's go sneak a deek.
All right, here comes my disadvantage check. It's a 5.
All right, well, I got an 8.
I got a 10.
I got 11.
Cool. Y'all go clomping down the echoey hallway.
But we think we're very quiet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you think that you're stealthy as hell. You are all acutely aware of each other's loudness, and you think, man, I'm glad I'm not that loud.
Cory, I want to do something crazy right now.
Yeah?
Can I detect magic?
Sure. What's the range on that
Oh
again?
man, let me give that a checksy daisy if you would. Would you?
I would.
30 feet.
Okay.
The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone and a 1 inch of common metal.
Okay. There is no magic that you can discern in your immediate vicinity.
Except for my personality.
I feel no magic on the door itself, but I cannot see anything further past that.
Well, do we want to try going through this door, or do we want to go down one of these paths?
Can I have my unseen servant check to see if the door can open?
Yeah. Go. You give me a strength check.
For my unseen servant, what would that even be? Just a D20?
It has a strength of 2 and it can't attack. So strength of 2 is a minus what? 5?
Yeah. That's fine. I rolled a 3 anyways.
So you got like a negative 2 on that. Your unseen servant cannot push the door
I don't
open.
think this door can open.
Does somebody else want to try to open the door? Someone who's not a noodle?
I mean, that's up to you.
But once you go through that loading screen, you can't come back.
That's right,
That's
yeah.
true.
It does a quick save right after you open the door and
Then
ruins
let's
your
flip
file.
a coin.
You want me to roll a D2?
1 for left, 2 for right.
It's a 1.
To the left.
Perfect. You walk down the hallway and go through the open doorway on the left at the end. You find yourselves in some kind of study or maybe an office. A thick layer of dust coats the once beautiful rug on the cold stone floor, and the unmistakable smell of aged books and parchment fills the air. You see several floor-to-ceiling bookshelves lining the walls of this oblong hexagonal room, and a small desk accompanied by a few chairs near the far wall. On the wall to your right-hand side, if you're standing in the doorway here, there's another door, and this one even has a lock on it. However, it seems to be cracked ajar just slightly.
I don't want to be the first to go into the room, but once we get into the room, I would like to start checking the bookshelves for anything interesting.
Why don't you sing your unseen servant in there?
Nah. Kind of need him to carry my stuff.
While
It's
Peck
important.
is looking at the bookshelf, can I look in the desk?
Yeah, roll investigation.
Well, there's nothing here, guys. Rolled a 5.
You don't see anything in the desk that seems to open. It's just a desk.
Can I check out this bookshelf?
Yeah.
The far one?
Roll investigation on that one.
-1.
Who won?
Great.
Great. You rolled a 2 minus 1. Okay.
Yes. Plenty of books.
Yep.
Interesting.
But you can't read. No, I'm kidding.
You're right.
Do I need to investigate?
Sure, yeah.
I don't know. Why don't you detect magic again?
We'll get there later. That's a 21.
21.
Nice. You find a whole mess of books on these shelves. On each of them, stamped into the spine and inlaid with now faded gold leaf, are their titles, if you can call them that. They seem to be various books on the teachings of Kelemvor, tomes for caring for the dead, and overwhelmingly, these books seem to be records.
Oh, they got vinyls?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they're all LP B-sides. The spines on these books have date ranges on each of them, and you don't see one of these date ranges that isn't from like hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Solid.
Can I investigate this bathroom?
The bathroom, yeah. You push the cracked door fully open, and you see a really sparse living space. It's incredibly plain and really small. A bed against the wall, small nightstand with a book on top of it, one small chair. Go ahead and roll investigation if you want to check out this room.
14.
Yeah, so the book is clearly some kind of collection of teachings of Kelemvor, but when you pick it up, you find 3 coins underneath. They're not like any currency you've ever seen before, though, and you can't even quite tell what they're made of, but they're really thin octagonal coins with Kelemvor's symbol on them.
Ooh, you getting rich?
Yep.
I'll also go ahead and detect magic in this room and see if anything pops out at me.
There is nothing.
Wow.
Nothing in that room. Can you can just do that at will now? What's the deal?
Yes, it's my Eldritch Sight from my Eldritch Invocation, so I can cast
Great.
detect magic at will
Poor Will.
without expending a spell slot.
Okay.
Warlocks are super broken.
Yep.
We find out Cory actually removed all magical items from the game.
Let me just get my eraser.
I grabbed the most interesting book that has the most interesting title. I don't even care what it is, but I definitely grabbed that and pocketed it just for my book collection.
The book says working title, The Bee Movie, version 1. I'm kidding.
I've already written it down.
No.
That's in my inventory now. Don't forget.
No, you grab the most interesting book. I don't know, the oldest of the non-ledger books, let's say. And let's say it's teachings of Kelemvor, ways to like repel undead, life and death, that sort of thing.
Ooh, that's probably that might come in handy anyways. I'll take it. I'll just start like perusing it. My unseen servant holding it while Peck kind of just like sits like looking at the book and commanding him to flip a page whenever he wants to move on.
Should we try the other room?
Sure, yeah. You guys want to head to the other one?
Right.
Doom, doom, doom.
Since you're all moving your tokens that way, I'm going to assume yes. You walk across the entryway into the opposite room to find a larger area with another aged but intricately embroidered rug running from the doorway to a short set of steps on the far side. The steps themselves lead up to a slightly raised platform with an altar on it. It's just adorned with more tapestries and carvings of the same symbol you saw above and on some of the books in the previous room. And there are these rows of urns on raised square pedestals of varying heights just lining the walls on either side of you.
I mean, if we're going by Skyrim rules, there's money in those urns.
Yeah, and like bone meal probably.
I just want to investigate the altar, take a closer look at it.
Yeah, make a religion check.
All right. That is a 8.
Yeah, so you're not sure why this particular configuration or anything like that. You figure it's probably where some kind of ceremony was held, though. Anyone else want to give it a go?
I will do that. Excellent.
Best paladin.
What'd you roll, Tyler?
You know how every time we play a game, one of us just has a really bad night?
Yeah.
You mean all of us last game?
Tonight is my night.
Let me try. I got a nat 20 on religion.
Nice. As your Cory spirit whispers to you everything that they're seeing in the room, you begin to piece together that this section of the temple could have been used for maybe funerary rites. This is likely where they'd hold some kind of service and, maybe say goodbye to the recently departed, wish them well in the afterlife.
Okay, so there aren't... I want to investigate the urns.
You gotta earn the right.
Wow. Roll investigation.
Yikes, that's a 9.
They are certainly old, like a non-precious metal. They might have like cremated remains in them. You're not entirely sure, but that's kind of the guess.
All right.
Did you shake it hard enough?
Is there anything I'm getting from reading this book that I might learn about this room that jumps out to me?
How fast can you read?
I mean, he did grow up reading a lot. Like, he's very much a scholar. Like, that's his whole thing, is getting knowledge.
How about this? Roll religion with advantage, and we'll see if you can skim through quick enough to see anything.
That's a 12 and an 8.
Yeah, you skim a lot of high-level concepts about preparing the dead, the natural order of life and death, yada yada, but you don't see anything specifically about what these funerals might look like.
Cool. How about we head down the pathway now? See if someone can open that door. I think it's a bit of a heavy door, but I think I may have gotten it a little loose for someone else to try.
I'm going to quick save real quick.
Okay. Before you open the big door?
Yeah.
Who's going to try?
I will try.
Ooh, big move.
Roll me strength.
22.
Ooh.
Okay. Sizing up these large stone double doors, and after watching Peck fail to get them to even budge, you prepare yourself to exert a great deal of strength. And you get a couple of steps of a running start and slam your full weight into the doors, which fly open with surprising ease as you nearly lose your footing when they give way the moment you touch them.
You're welcome. It's fine. I loosened them for you. You're good.
Appreciate it.
I would call that a good deed, helping that door get open for you. Guess not. No response.
Guess not. No.
I'll just cry.
I don't even listen to him. Let's walk.
I'm gonna follow.
You head down the hallway, and at the end of it, you see another door, similar to the one Kadmist just smashed through, but far more ornate. This door seems to be made of stone as well, but it's clear that when it was made, it was given more time and attention to perfecting its little details. To the right of that door, there's a small hallway running perpendicular to the hallway you're in right now.
Which way do we want to go?
Well,
Do you want to flip a coin?
I say we should go to the right.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I
Maybe
say go
right
right.
It
first.
feels like the right way to go.
To the right.
All right, yeah. You follow this path until you find yourself in a large open room with several rectangular stone slab tables that stand about hip height. You also notice some now dust-covered specialized tools you can't quite put a name to on some of the shelves in the room. And it likely wouldn't take more than a moment to guess that this place could have been used to prepare bodies for burial or maybe cremation. On the north end of the room is another incredibly ornate door, even more pristine than the last. And you get the feeling that this door was touched the least out of all of these that you've encountered, just based on the nearly complete lack of wear on it. You also notice on the wall facing the doorway you entered through, another smaller door, but this one is completely devoid of all the intricate designs.
anybody want to come with me through the small door?
Yeah, I'll go through the small door.
Okay. Upon entering the smaller door, you see a long, narrow room whose walls have raised rectangles carved into them in a repeating pattern. Columns of 8 rectangles high stretching down to the end of the room, where another simple altar rests against the back wall. After a moment of taking in the rectangle pattern, it hits you, though. They aren't engravings or raised carvings at all. They're sealed doors. This is a crypt. And there are certainly bodies behind each of these rectangles.
You didn't want to come and detect magic in this little room?
Is that all I'm good for?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go detect magic.
Sure, yeah. Peck, the moment you begin to detect magic in this space, you are just overwhelmed with how much magic is in here. Normally, you can see a sort of aura surrounding a magic item, and its hue changes based on the school of magic you're seeing, right? Orange for evocation, indigo for illusion, but this space is just astoundingly yellow. The whole crypt is just full of abjuration magic.
Can you give me do I know a definition of what that is?
How about this? Roll me Arcana.
Can you use that in a sentence?
Can you spell it for me? Ooh, I rolled with advantage for sure. On accident. I didn't mean to.
Nope, that's fine though. Abjuration magic is the school of magic you get most of your protective spells from. I'm talking wards, mage armor, protection from poison, that sort of thing.
Can I find what that magic's coming from? Is there any object in here that's pushing it?
Yeah, it seems to be the altar itself. But this magic is flooding the entire room.
Gotcha. I relay that. There's definitely some deep magic in there.
It's good to know if a big bad comes, we can just hide there.
Yes. Shall we continue on?
Yes.
Okay, as you return to the larger room, Peck, your detect magic briefly lets you see a green aura around a pile of what you thought might be trash near the door you just went through, but now you're realizing it looks a lot like pieces of plate armor scattered to the ground.
Oh, it's going to come to life. It's going to attack us.
The pieces are certainly smaller than would fit on an average humanoid, though.
There's definitely some type of transmutation magic coming from that piece of armor there. It's very faint, but it's there.
I guess I will take it. Maybe we can use it for something.
Hey, you pick it up?
Oh, shoot. Is it made to be, come to life?
I don't know. Why don't you roll me investigation, I guess?
Investigation?
Let's do that.
That's a 16.
Yeah, you can tell this was probably created for the express purpose of being a guardian in this temple.
But it's very faint now.
Yeah, it seems like it's been kind of destroyed.
This was definitely used at some point to be some sort of guardian of this area. Be mindful of any other armor we come across. Some of it may have held out longer than this piece.
Can you cast your unseen servant into the armor?
Ooh.
No, he is not that strong.
Yeah, I was going to say. I think he can barely hold Peck.
He can barely hold what he's currently got. I think we should keep heading deeper in. I don't think we're finding anything here.
Let us go.
In reality, there was if we would have just looked under the table, taped to the bottom of it was just the best weapon in the game.
I go back and look under the table.
Yeah, I mean, give me a roll, I guess.
Great.
That's a 6 right there.
Good.
-1.
Yeah, you don't find much of anything
Darn.
with a 6.
With a 6.
Upon pushing open the large ornate door, which again swings open very easily despite its impressive size, you find yourselves in a square room even larger than the one you just left. It really hits you how vast this temple is and how it truly must just run under the entirety of the town above. This room is lined with more urns on square pedestals, but these ones are definitely more well preserved and more opulent than the ones in the funeral area. Interspersed throughout are these candles that clearly haven't been lit in a long time, and you briefly imagine that lighting them would give off a terrible burning dust smell. Anyone with a passive perception of 12 or higher, which is everyone but Kadmist, you immediately notice among the candles and urns a locked chest. On the four corners of this room, there are 4 of those smaller armor suits. 2 of them look as if they haven't been touched in hundreds of years, and even sealed down here, they have a slight patina to them. The other 2 are just as the one you found earlier, just collapsed in heaps.
We should smash the suits of armor before they come to life.
That might start them coming to life. But I still definitely think you should do it.
Does anybody have thieves' tools?
I mean, I have a criminal background, but that's not going to do anything.
Criminal background should give you thieves' tools.
Actually, Harp lost her thieves' tools before the start of the campaign. She has a crowbar, a set of dark common clothes with a hood, and a pouch as her starting equipment. I think you get proficiency in thieves' tools. You do have a crowbar, though.
Yeah, crowbar that shit open.
Okay. Where is it?
In your butt.
No. I meant no, what I mean is okay, fine. I use the crowbar. How do I use it?
Right. Do athletics.
Athletics.
It's a strength-based thing.
Oh.
Let's say.
Dunk.
So you rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Can I attempt with her crowbar?
You could
I'm not
ask.
proficient in crowbar, but
I mean, you don't have to be proficient in crowbar. It's just a crowbar.
I'm pretty strong. I think I should try.
Is it a wooden chest?
It sure is.
I walk over, I pull out the woodcutter's axe, and I say, "Let me take a whack at it."
Please don't chop what's inside of it.
Okay, you get a +1 on that.
20.
Yeah, you just absolutely smash open the domed top.
Like a broken egg open,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I step back. Sheath the thing.
Inside is...
The key to the chest.
It was locked inside the whole time.
Well, at least you can open the chest now.
Does anyone know mending?
There is a potion of greater healing in there.
Ooh.
Who is going to take that?
I already have a potion.
Okay, yeah. I'll take it.
Just remember that is a potion of greater healing, so you do 4d4 plus 4.
Shall we continue on?
Shall.
Roll stealth for me.
All of us?
Yeah.
Disadvantage. Ooh, 14 though.
A 4.
Oh,
Nice.
Good.
Also got a 4.
Nice.
13.
How is it possible that with disadvantage, you are the stealthiest person in the room? As the group of you walks through the room, heading to the doorway on the far side, you hear an awful creaking noise. Just metal scraping against metal slowly and discordantly. Let's roll some initiative.